So let me take you on a journey. What if the factory of the future is ethical, regenerative, and beautiful for our cities, for our eyes, for our souls? On a wooden table in Athens, a jacket lays open. The lining is torn. The woman repairing it had once sewn under thread, but tonight she just finished giving a lecture. And as she closes the last stitch, she puts her name on the label, not a logo, a name. You can feel it in the room. When we make, we belong, and belonging changes everything. This is the fashion factory of the future, where science meets technology and the arts, combining cultural heritage, inclusive employment, circular design, craftsmanship, and yes, creativity and joy. But fashion sits on dual emergencies, climate breakdown and modern slavery. Who made my clothes? Fashion is the second industry in risk of modern slavery. 40 million people live as modern slaves today. 1 out of 4 is a child. Only 1% gets rescued, and 80% get retrafficked because of their financial vulnerability. 218 million children over the age of 5 are in work today. And that is not all. What's in my clothes? Our clothes are the #1 source of primary microplastics in the oceans. And this is because 60% of our textiles are made of polyester, a byproduct of oil, and that is rising. Fashion emits more greenhouse gases than shipping and airlines aggregated. Adding to that, 20% of global wastewater and use of land. Loved clothes last. Whereas it seems we don't buy what we love, 40% of what we buy, we never wear. Every minute, a truck filled with textiles and clothing ends in landfill. Long, opaque supply chains hide coercion and emit more. Local, transparent hubs emit less and make exploitation hard to hide. Fashion is both a mirror and a lever. We can change what it shows and what it moves. So my idea is simple. Relocalize how we make. Turn our cities into circular hubs and tangled networks of recyclers, designers, microfactories, citizens, and policy. Create new textiles from residual and biomass waste, digital tools to remanufacture, repair, trace. AI is the loom, community is the weaver. In these hubs, we stop and break the linear model of make, use, dispose and change it to make, use, remake. Because when you make something, you connect to it, you keep it longer, you respect the hands behind it. Picture a living campus on an old historic factory in your city. Enter an open area for makers' nights and community showcases. A vestiaire where you can rent, swap, and resell. To your left, an incubator and accelerator for micropreneurs to test their ideas and get coaching, have their ateliers. Through the glass, you see the R&D manufacturing center, small batch lines, robotics, 3D knitting. A sneaker is designed in the morning and knitted for running by the afternoon. Different working station based on local knowledge. A weaver's working station with horizontal looms, an embroidery station. Next, the showroom for materials and textiles, where you find textiles made from residual and biomass waste, the natural dyeing station, the 3D printing, upstairs, education and training for apprentices and upskilling, down the corridor, the advocacy and industry monitoring, because labels are linked to stories and QR codes to people, not just products. And this brings us in line with new global regulations on due diligence and digital product passport. And yes, an investor's corner, because purpose must be bankable. We've been working on this in Greece the last 12 years. We created a social fashion factory, SOFA, coordinating micro units, production islands all over Greece, artisans, community workshops, R&D shops, embroiders, weavers. And we do that by offering employment, dignified employment, especially to women, survivor victims of human trafficking, and unemployed youth. And we don't do that alone. Fashion Revolution is the biggest global movement for a fair, transparent, clean, and safe industry. So let's start where you live. Let's join me on a 30-day challenge. Repair one item, buy one local transparent piece, mark 3 makers around your neighborhood. Small steps, aggregated, change the pattern. So if in the 20th century we scaled extraction, on the 21st century we can scale belonging. If we did it in Greece, we can do it everywhere. All of us, makers again. Thank you. Thank you.